Mayors, shave your knuckles for justice. Thank you for showing us the light. I don't know what that means. We're winning this. Iowa has your back. Right on. Yeah, the numbers coming out of Iowa. I just saw a new poll. Bernie is now has even a bigger lead in Iowa. It's so critical. It can't be narrow wins.
Let's always pretend he is like 50 points behind at all times.
I genuinely think that we reached a point where people obviously want something different. They've been saying that forever, but they're literally looking at all the Democrats and just going, it's just all bullshit. I just think everyone. I mean, sure, there's always the group of really diehard Democrats who do follow any Democrat, but I really think they're just like, okay, yeah, we've heard all this. And it's all gobbledygook. And they start telling, I mean, Elizabeth Warren, her plans are just blah, 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 wonky, wonky. And that shit just fucking loses. Wonkiness is a fucking loss. You get into it, Bernie, and they go, he just says simple shit. Right, that's right. He says simple shit. That's right.
And it's consistent.
You're correct. And he says it over and over and over again. And yeah, that's how you win elections.
Yeah.
Oh, did Trump get into some really deep fucking shit?
Oh, my God.
Did Obama get into some deep fucking shit when he ran? No, hope. Like, fuck off. Just do a dumb fucking saying.
Hope and change. Make America great again.
I mean, it's not rocket science. You just say something and people go, oh, yeah. And then people put whatever they want onto it and off you go. And you win a fucking election.
People respond to strength.
Yeah,
you know, like strength in your ideas. So it's like, that's why when you see Liz Warren changing her mind about Medicare for all every other week, when you see Liz Warren backpedaling whatever else, it's like Trump will crush her.
Crush. She lost the election when she reversed on Medicare for all. I mean, she literally dropped out of the polls. It was just like
it killed the polls, and that's why then she scrambled with this fake Bernie doesn't want a women.
And that backfired. That hurt. I know 3 people that were waffling, and they're like, "I'm out."
Well, yeah, the polls showed it, but also all of us know all these people personally, and I saw people on social media. All of the people who were like, you know, Bernie's my number 1, Liz is my number 2.
Yeah, they were out.
They were like gone.
Yeah.
And at first I was mad, but actually the further away we get, I'm glad she did it because I was sick to death of the media saying the progressive wing of Bernie and Liz. No, nope, she's not.
She could be the VP pick, but I doubt it.
That would be awful.
I mean, he forgives everybody. He's too nice. I've talked to people inside of his camp. He's too nice.
He shouldn't though, because she's. That would be an awful... Then Trump would eat that alive.
Oh, God. She can't be on the ticket.
No.
That high cheekbone shit and...
Pow-wow chow?
Oh, God. It's just so...
Pow-wow chow.
Did you guys listen to the Michael Moore podcast?
I haven't heard it yet, but
you gotta
it's amazing.
To it. Yeah, it's incredible. And you're just like... And what I appreciate it is he gave it from his perspective. He didn't play anything like... He's like, I'm not some outsider anymore. I made it pretty big. These are the people in my circle now. And here's my experience. And he just went down one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Look, he's like, how did I let this slide?
I did the same thing. When a couple of years ago, I was like, she's really interesting. And I think she could be a good president. You know, but again, she's a compromise candidate. But, you know, every single little thing, what happened when she stood up and applauded when Trump said, you know, we can't have socialism. Like, she has no idea how many people. You can't have a generation that is 50% of them believe in socialism as the way to go. You can't stand up and applaud when the president. It's so fucking dumb. It's like when it's like when it's like when
you are resolved that America will never be a socialist country.
So there's Trump standing. There's Mike Pence standing.
Chuck Schumer.
Stand. Look at him. Look in the lower cup. Boom. There she is.
It's just they don't like. It's the same moment when the kid asked Nancy Pelosi on CNN. You know, what do you say to us? Half of us believe in socialism. Blink, blink. We're capitalists. Like. They don't know what to do with it. And that right there, she has no idea what she did. She lost so many fucking young voters when she stood up and applauded right there because their worlds have been decimated by capitalism. How many fucking bubbles and everything has burst and you're at a war forever, their whole lives? Like they're over. And so they don't get it. They literally don't get it. You know, it reminds me of the day after the election, Greg Proops went on his podcast and he screamed and yelled at Bernie Bros for an entire hour, and his podcast was in the top 30, and the next week it was out of the top 100, and it never came back.
Yeah.
Know your fucking audience. Know what everybody under 40 thinks, or fucking wither.
Right. Or
That
just
guy
do a
blocked me
phone.
on Twitter. I've never had an interaction with him in my life.
He what on Twitter?
He blocked me on Twitter.
He's a fucking...
Never had an interaction with him. Never met him. Never had an
So many
interaction with him.
comics we used to be friends with.
I used to be really good friends with him, but God bless him for smoking pot for 40 straight years. It does a lot of good for your brain.
That's the other thing too. Is people that were like friends of ours. They're like, wow, they're in a Hollywood bubble too.
Yeah, it's been very eye opening as a comedian to just see how people don't read.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's all it is. I just think there's a lack.
Well, they read a meme and they read a couple of tweets and they don't do their own investigation and they don't like dig deep and go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What does this mean? They just the selective outrage syndrome, and then really blind. Look, we all got wooed by Obama, and we all woke up to that at some point or another. But you voted for him.
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Who'd you vote for?
Whoever the third party was. Or
Okay.
I didn't vote for anybody.
Yeah.
My wife literally came to me after 5 years and went, "You were right."
But most people, I voted for him twice.
Yeah, I mean, I was
He
too cynic.
retroactively gave the fucking
Yeah.
data companies
Yes.
immunity. Right there, he showed his cards.
Yeah.
that was a month before the election. He showed his fucking cards.
So I understand. I remember he did that, and I remember on the campaign trail, I was like, "Oh man, if he's win, we're gonna have real green energy. He's gonna like put everything." And I saw him on a campaign stop saying, "We're gonna have wind and solar and clean coal and hydro."
Yes.
And I was like, "What was that? What was the
Yes.
third one?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, come
All
on."
of the above.
I said, "Oh, he just," and of course he was in Pennsylvania or something, and I was like, "Oh."
I know someone who knows him and has known him for years. And in 2008, all he would say was, "He's fucking empty. He's a fucking actor. Everyone's buying it." Wow. I've known him for fucking years. He's a fucking actor. There's nothing in there.
Wow.
Like he would
We
get
gotta
so
start
mad.
listening to
And
those
he's
people.
the only guy I know who knows him. And that's all he would say is, "There's nothing there." We all put what we wanted to believe
Sure.
into something.
Dude, I gave him the benefit of the doubt for way too freaking long.
Way
I mean,
too long.
in 08, I was Kucinich in the primary, and then I was like, all right,
Yeah, I was
Obama's
always
the guy.
Kucinich.
So I was like, I'm going to vote for Obama. And then the second time, I was like, he's going to take his gloves off now. It's time. I voted for him
His
again.
second term now, he's going to get it done.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Let's
Which
just
I want to say this, which is why I never bought Liz Warren.
Yeah.
When everyone's like, Liz Warren, I remember you and I talked about it, I go, nope. When I saw her in first of all, wave her finger at the Wells Fargo guy, and everyone passed around that clip, man, Liz is really giving him what for? And I was like, he got a $134 million severance plan. She did nothing. And then when she gave Trump $80 billion that he didn't ask for, I was like, I've been screaming for years, she's bad, and I'm glad people are like, whoa.
Well, she definitely reminds me of Obama. I think people feel that.
A less charismatic Obama.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Boy, that'll help.
Well, she does selfies.
Oh. She hands the camera to somebody else and calls it a selfie. That's how in touch she is. That's how finger on the pulse Aunt Liz is after a couple. Yeah.
I really think every single Democrat except Bernie would get their ass handed to them by Trump.
Yes.
Agreed.
Who can beat him? Because all of the rest of them are just centrists. They're just a millimeter left of center Republicans. They're just pro-choice Republicans. They're the Republican Party of 30 years ago.
Buttigieg is straight up right wing.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking right wing. Biden's straight up right wing lunatic.
Yeah.
Warren I would call a centrist.
Klobuchar is center right.
Center right. Yep. I mean, they're I don't know what they fucking stand for. I don't know what. And it's
Nothing.
We've been doing this for 30 fucking years.
I know.
You know what's good is I will say I've had a guy that I've argued with since the middle of Obama, and he's a centrist. And I go to this movie night thing, and it's been going on for years, right? And he has been he was staunch Hillary. I just thought I was insane with Bernie, and up until like 3 weeks ago, where I stood up at a game night and I was like, "We can't do this anymore. You need to fucking stop. We've been doing it. When do I get to actually have a candidate that you don't like and you have to fucking vote for, because that's been my whole fucking life.
Right.
My whole life has been voting for your shit fucking candidate, and now we have Trump. How about once you guys take my fucking candidate and you hold your fucking tongue and you vote for him? He's voting for Bernie.
Well, that's the thing we talk. That's so amazing, because that's the other thing, and it's just like, why do we? And this is everybody but Bernie in that dumbass Democratic field. Why do we have to make concessions? Why can't the fucking billionaires make concessions? Why can't a billionaire make a concession? And if Jeff Bezos gave up $75 billion, he would still have $76 billion or whatever, and he would still have a private jet, and he could fix homelessness. He could end it in Seattle today.
Oh yeah,
today,
America.
He could. God.
I mean, honestly, he could. He has so much fucking money. But it's not. Look, it's not just the billionaires. I mean, it's also the upper class, the top 10%, and everything else. I mean,
well, it funnels down. The billionaires have all the money and power, so they own the millionaire. The like all the celebrities, like who are like for all these centrists and everything. It's because you made $10 million. All the news media people get anywhere from $5 to $10 million.
Oh my God, their salaries are insane.
Rachel Maddow, all those people. It's like when Jane Lynch defended billionaires in the wine cave.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're buying obedience.
Yes,
I mean that's why their salary's that high. It's not because cable news is flourishing. It's a sinking Titanic. It's because they're just buying their obedience. And I love when people are like, oh, man, sometimes the Bernie supporters are kind of pushy, like you talking to your friend. And I would always respond similar to how you did. I'd be like, yeah, the last time we had a candidate who represented our point of view on the ballot, 20 never. We never have had one. We finally do. So, maybe
my
we're a little
83-year-old dad did when he was a kid and FDR got elected. Like, for real.
Right. Yeah.
For real. Like,
and also, the idea that we can't elect leftists in the middle of the country is insane, because that's where populism originally came from.
Yes.
Farmers.
Labor.
You just have to make the argument. They don't even try to make the argument. They just don't. They ceded all those places. They're just like, yeah, we can't do that. And they walk away from everything. Make the argument. And then the argument can slowly take hold again. And look, fucking Kentucky is where, fucking coal miners were battling the big companies. Like, there is a strong streak of leftism in all those fucking places. Reignite it.
There's actual labor parties in places like Minnesota and Wisconsin, who didn't do so well in Wisconsin.
Oh.
Pennsylvania, my hometown of Pittsburgh, just elected 2 DSA card-carrying members to city council.
Yes.
I mean, it's...
Well, you brought this up, I think, on the last live stream in West Virginia that voted for Bernie. The superdelegates gave them to Hillary, which was more... And then they voted for Trump because you pointed out, you have friends there. They never forgot NAFTA.
They didn't.
So you,
they don't. None of the fucking neoliberals understand.
They don't understand
how much NAFTA is hated.
Because you didn't. We're college-educated guys in entertainment. We didn't lose our jobs because of NAFTA. In the middle of the country, you did. You lost your job because of NAFTA.
100,000 factories since 2000.
Wow.
And you think someone supporting NAFTA is going to win? You're out of your fucking mind.
Or who was married to somebody who supported NAFTA and stumped for it, and then and
then was for the new ones.
Yes.
Like it's.
That's the thing. That's why I it's going to be nuts between now and July. It's going to be nuts. And I got to answer some questions here. But the thing I think we're all agreeing on is that Bernie can somehow pull this out. Bernie will go to the red states and campaign. Yeah. He went on Fox News. That Fox News town hall in April was amazing.
Oh, my friend Rick has his parents are Fox News viewers, totally right wing, and they watched it and they go, "I like that guy. I'd vote for him."
Yes,
like it's not rocket science. They've never heard the argument. It's like when Fox News would always put up the things that AOC stands for, and it's like healthcare, fair wages. Even the right wing people are like, oh yeah, that doesn't sound.
And then they go, that's socialist, and they go, yeah, but those are
their
own Fox viewer polls are like, no, we like those things.
I know.
And the Fox News people are like, did we
no more polls.
Yeah, Lee Carter from Virginia was like, they're just doing our campaigning for us.
Yes,
at this
totally.
point. It's like these politicians want to let your kids go to college. Like, yeah okay.
When in your lifetime has a Democrat come out and said, you know what, taxes are good? And here's why.
Yeah.
Never. So when people hear that argument and they go, well, it's working pretty good in Sweden and Norway, and you could just list tons of fucking countries it's working great in.
The other thing too is like Bernie's got. We talk about this a lot. Bernie's got Stephanie Kelton in his financial team. She's an MMT person.
Yeah.
So Bernie, and we've talked to some. When we were in Australia, we talked to some like MMT professors, and they're like, Bernie shouldn't bring up MMT because people get too. They're like, huh? What?
It's very confusing.
It's very confusing.
I've tried to follow.
It's a heavy pill to swallow
heavy
too.
pill.
Like in an election.
But
it's confusing. Yeah.
But Bernie is going to Trojan horse this because once he's in there, he's going to be like, we got the money for everything. How are you going to pay for it? It's like the Federal Reserve.
We printed it last week.
The Federal Reserve
questions.
literally just gave $6 trillion to Wall Street over the last 3 weeks. Now, we haven't talked about that because impeachment is so goddamn important. Anyway,
it's like when Obama left office and gave 500, was it billion or million? Probably 500 million to Blackstone.
Oh.
Because they needed it.
They needed it.
They're
hurting.
Yeah.
They're hurting.
He's just a charitable guy.
Hey, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button. Even if you've done it before, YouTube is undoing that, and they're unsubscribing people. Make sure you're subscribed. Share the videos out on your social media. Support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, and come see Ron Placone and I on the road for the Progressive Comedy Tour. February, we're in Tucson and San Francisco. March, we are in Florida, Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. April, we are in Seattle and Portland, Oregon. And May, we are in Indianapolis, Detroit, and Cleveland. All my tour dates are at grahamelwood.com. We're probably coming to a city near you. Join us. You show up alone, you leave a part of a community.